We have the cameras on the Jazz team bus pulling into the arena. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. A view of I-40 in Chesapeake Energy Arena, taken from the Skydance Bridge in Oklahoma City. That's our setting tonight. Thanks for joining our Tuesday night broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Burke, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. At the forward slot, it's Bogdanovic and Ingles. And it's Gobert in at the center position. And for the Thunder, Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Paul out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Robertson in at the small forward position. Of course, we know these teams have great perimeter play, and they rely on it a lot.
It feels as though, Kevin, the current rules in today's game favor ball handling. They favor shooting ability. They want high-scoring games with an ability to go unimpeded to the basket. And what it translates to me, it translates to pretty free-flowing basketball. You've seen the game evolve over the years, Kevin. What's your take on it?
I love the way that we see guys with great handles that can shoot and penetrate. I love the bigs outside. I got to tell you, Doris, there's nothing about the game I don't like right now.
I'm right there with you.
So the Utah Jazz able to put the first points up on the board. Here's Paul. Ready by Bogdanovic.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Here's Ingles, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Oklahoma City called for the foul.
What you love about Joe Ingles is he's going to give you a little bit of everything. He can score it, he can pass it, he can board it, and he can guard. Whatever you need, he's going to bring it.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Ingles. Well, Doris, you look at Joe Ingles, he's quietly become one of the better small forwards in the NBA.
And he is the prototypical don't judge a book by its cover, because they call him slow-mo Joe or average Joe. But dig a little bit deeper. This guy is a quality playmaker and a knockdown shooter.
And he can't hit the second.
Well, the Thunder have always done a great job of finding players to fill roles on their team.
Well, you look at the talent they have lost over the years for a variety of reasons. Most notably, Russell Westbrook and Paul George, James Harden, Victor Oladipo, Serge Ibaka, just to name a couple of guys. This team, though, has always had that next man up. They've got a great front office who does a great job reloading every season.
And here are the Thunder now. It's a 3-point game.
Donovan Mitchell twice on the pipes. The rejection is nice.
And it's Mitchell with the jam.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Now here's Paul. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still is strong as ever.
Free throw drops for Paul.
And one of the worst kept secrets of last season, the Jazz looking for an upgrade in their backcourt to pair with Donovan Mitchell.
Well, there's no question, Greg. That was a poorly kept secret indeed. They felt the Grizzlies leaked their trade talks for Mike Conley, going so far as to call it unethical. Consequently, the guard spot was the big focus for them this summer.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Mitchell outside. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. And Gobert kicks to Bogdanovic. Just 5 to shoot. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. The Thunder have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to speak with Quinn Snyder just before the game. He doesn't want his guys to overlook Chris Paul, if that's possible. Coach said he can still take over a game. You've got to make him work for everything. CP3 is one of the all-time greats. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. 6 on the shot clock. Gallinari dishes to Paul. Over Gobert. Makes good on the step-back jumper.
They needed that. Just 1 for 5 to start this ball game.
And it's Conley with the ball for the Utah Jazz. Lays it up off the glass.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Good work defensively by Conley.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Bogdanovich looking around. Pass to Gobert. Over Paul. And Gobert with the basket on the assist from Bogdanovich.
Well, how about the court awareness from Bogdanovich, showing off his ability to find the open man, Kev?
Paul passes to Gallinari. Off on the layup. Jazz leading by 5. Ingles kicks to Conley. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. There's the pass to Bogdanovich. Nice ball movement by Utah. Ingles against Paul. That shot no good. So the Thunder will take it the other way. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, a look at that 2018 Clippers draft pick and Gilgeous-Alexander. His incredible size at the point guard spot makes him one of the more intriguing players from that class.
And the first one drops. And last season with Gilgeous-Alexander, Greg, you could see what he was capable of with his length.
Well, he is just so difficult to slow up when he's running downhill at a defender. Already a plus defender in his offense coming along. He could be a scary figure at that point guard position.
And so he makes both from the line. Jazz leading by 3. Here's Conley. Pass to Gobert. Outside Conley. Passes it to Ingles. And Bogdanovich kicks to Ingles. That falls. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. Ingles has got 5.
Don't let Joe Ingles get comfortable in the mid-range now. It's going to be a long night.
Robertson the bounce pass. Here's Adams. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake.
Boy, the bounce pass put right on the money. Nice assist.
For Utah, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Conley finds Mitchell. A floater, and Adams sends it back.
Well, so good at anticipating when shots are going to go up. Steven Adams, terrific protecting the basket.
Here's Gallinari. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 5th rebound in this one.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Outside Conley. Back to Bogdanovich. He dishes it to Conley. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
One shot.
The free throw off from Conley. Greg, some folks suspected Conley might be moved when Memphis had a shot at drafting John Morant right before the draft that deal took place.
I tell you what, he looks to be a great fit in Utah. Can be that third star the team needs to push them to the next level. Utah had to give up a fair sum to get him, but it was worth the risk.
Now here's Gobert. Outside Conley. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. And here's Bogdanovich for three. Another miss by Utah.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Paul passes to Adams. Over Bogdanovich. Adams' shot is off. Jazz leading by three. Outside Bogdanovich. Conley dishes to Bogdanovich. Adams brings the double team. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And Utah has possession. Ingles passes to Conley. He kicks it to Mitchell. Clock at 6. Here's Gobert. Nice work on the board. He's paying off with the basket. Gobert's got his second basket.
I'll tell you, you cannot give Rudy Gobert an inch of space when he's working the glass. This guy excels at using his reach.
Now, here is Gallinari. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Knocked away. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ingles. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Muscala's checked in. Utah also making some changes. Davis is checked in for Joe Ingles. O'Neal comes in for Bogdanovich. And it's Moutier in for Mitchell. On the clock. And Adams kicks to Muscala. From the top of the key. A nice shot by Gallinari.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Now, here is O'Neal. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Emmanuel Moutier picks one up. Or sometimes what was once considered a negative becomes a positive. For example, tweeners are now looked at as very valuable assets and very versatile assets.
Yeah, Kev, no doubt. Think about how much the game has changed for players like Draymond Green, who was so integral to the success of the Golden State Warriors. Here was a young guy who was considered at one point coming out of college for the power forward and center spot, too small to play the position. But as the NBA has downsized, as it's gotten smaller and faster, Draymond Green can be as important as any other player on a roster.
And the Thunder with some changes. Noel's checked in for Steven Adams. Terrence Ferguson comes in for Gallinari. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Paul. And a switcher also for Utah. Exum's checked in. And the second free throw, good.
Well, the Thunder begin on the defensive end of the floor. This is a team whose formula is to force a ton of turnovers, come up with steals, get out in transition. Last year, 4th in the league in defensive rating.
Now, here's Moutier. Now, O'Neal. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Well, that's not exactly the most solid screen you'll see, but it still works.
And for the Thunder defense, Doris, it starts with their rebound.
Well, you have to begin with their strong interior defense. That lets their wings get out and pressure and take some chances. Defense has turned into a pillar for this team.
Utah leading by 4. Back to Exum. The putback, and there's Gobert putting it right back in.
This guy's so dangerous on the offensive glass, and you love to see it jam it home and leave no doubt.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Thunder.
Because of Rudy Gobert's thin frame, people were trying to take advantage of him early physically in his career. For the Jazz, they wanted him to get stronger, get in the weight room, and become more of a problem.
Ferguson, the pass to Schroeder. Now Muscala. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Schroeder from outside, off the mark. Utah leading by 6. Here's Moutier. Rebound by Muscala. Oklahoma City's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Ferguson for 3. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Listen, even average three-point shooters are going to make that shot. Defense must be better.
And here's Exum. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Moutier, no good.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Good on the bucket.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Now here's Moutier. Gobert dishes to Exum. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Schroeder looking around. Back to Noel. Kicks it to Schroeder. Over Exum. And it's Schroeder missing.
And that's where you want to make the next pass. This guy is a good scorer, but the defense was right on him.
Here's O'Neal. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Of course, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching, and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. 1:42 left here in the opening quarter. Stolen by Exum. Here we go, one-on-one. Count that one. Exum's got his second bucket of the night.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
Here's Schroeder. And he overshot that one, missing.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
And Davis gets it to go.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
And Muscala kicks to Noel. Dishes it to Schroeder. Will it go? And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Greg, last season, Dennis Schroeder transitioning to more of a 6-man role with the Thunder.
And for his first go at that role, I thought Schroeder looked really good. He's always been able to score and create, and coming off the bench might be the best spot for him.
First one falls for him. And Doris, even though Schroeder changed roles when he was traded from Atlanta to the Thunder, he has embraced his new team.
A lot of people wondered, would Schroeder be willing to go to the bench and accept that role? He proved he was more than capable. And no longer having to act as a leader on a team, I think for Schroeder, he just enjoys going out and competing on a team with high aspirations. It's been a good fit.
And he makes the first but misses the second.
I think most people consider Salt Lake City not a big free agent destination. So the Jazz are what they call a pipeline team. And what does that mean? It means they have to draft and develop their talent internally.
Utah shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one misses.
And still trying to find his footing in the league. Moutier must show improvement in his shooting moving forward.
Here's Ferguson. Pass to Schroeder. Utah with the rebound.
This guy has not been a factor at all in this quarter, and it has hurt the team.
Green, the pass to Exum. Back to Green. And that comes off the assist by Exum. And the Jazz lead by 12.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Schroeder with the ball. Oh, he nailed it!
Wow. And it counts. And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
And to me, the way you end quarters impacts how you end the game. It can go a long way between a W or an L.
And so it's Utah with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. One of the better two-way guards in the NBA, Mike Conley, said his inspiration growing up was none other than Gary Payton.
He's one of my favorite players growing up. I had Gary Payton jersey, had the shoes, everything. So when I looked at a player, I was like, you know, he plays on both ends. I want to be able to do that too.
And you know, Conley, maybe not the size of Payton, but Greg, he's always taken the challenge defensively.
And you can see how much of an influence the glove had on Conley. He plays a lot like him on that end.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And the guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. They've got Exum. Green is out there with O'Neal. Then there's Davis, and it's Moutier in at the 2. Now here's Schroeder. Shoots over Exum. That doesn't go either for Schroeder.
I'll tell you, you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well,
Kevin, coming into the 2017 draft, Donovan Mitchell wasn't sure he was ready for the NBA. Mitchell said, "I worked out in the summer with Paul George and Chris Paul, and they were the ones who convinced me to keep my name in the draft. They said, look, you're good enough. Just go out there and show it." And Kevin, through a couple of seasons in Utah, that's exactly what Mitchell has done.
He has made an instant impact on the NBA and the Jazz. D.A., thank you.
Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Of course, you graduated as your college's all-time assist leader. Talk about some of the key traits of a great playmaker.
I think historically speaking, when we think about great lead guards, Kevin, we talk about unselfishness, vision, patience. Who are the players that make their teammates better? Though probably the one underrated aspect of a point guard to me, Kevin, is communication. Are you constantly looking for opportunities to communicate to your teammates, make them feel good about themselves, give them confidence? That, to me, is probably the most underrated aspect of it.
And Doris, when you played, you took such great pride in each and every one of those things.
I did. I love trying to make my teammates better. It feels great to make somebody feel good.
Exum dishes to O'Neal. To Exum. 5 on the clock. From deep. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation. Gallinari, he's checked in for the Thunder. Then for the Jazz, Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Davis. Bogdanovich comes in for Royce O'Neal. And Mike Conley subbed in for Dante Exum. Thunder trailing by 11. Here's Schroeder. Gallinari surveying the D. Over Green. And it's Gallinari missing.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Mitchell. And the rejection by Noel.
We know Noel is a superb shot blocker. It may be his best attribute, Kevin.
And there's the pass to Mitchell. Just 4 to shoot. The Jazz with another miss.
Boy, a forgettable night for him, but thankfully his teammates have played well overall.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
Well, Schroeder is 6'1" with a thin frame, but make no mistake, he's got balance and the ability to play through contact.
Conley kicks to Ingles. Pass to Bogdanovich. Back to Ingles. Mitchell outside. Green in the post. He's guarded by Schroeder. Basket counts. Green's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, to me, it's critical that Mitchell continue to focus on hitting the guys who are open. We know he can score the ball.
Here's Gallinari. Here's Noel. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Well, you love the persistence on the offensive glass. All about effort right now.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in this second quarter of play. Conley kicks to Ingles. No good on the triple. Under trailing by 9. Now Schroeder. Pass to Ferguson. Now the dish to Noel. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Schroeder. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
Well, you get the sense that pressure sometimes makes Dennis Schroeder sharper, and really good job against a contest right there.
And here is Mitchell. Conley surveying the D. Here's Green. Kept alive, Mitchell. And the rejection by Noel. Green against Schroeder. Great D that time from Green.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work.
down low.
And Jeff Green, now a journeyman veteran in the NBA. But you know what, Doris? He'll give you good production.
It doesn't matter, Kevin, where you seem to play this guy. Jeff Green finds a way to contribute. Listen, I know his three-point shooting can be hot and cold, but this guy is aware of when to look for it and when to move the basketball. Two qualities you love.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Green.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Adams comes in for Nerlens Noel. And Paul subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Both shots good from the stripe.
Well, mixed bag last year, guys, right? For the Thunder, had some stretches where they looked really strong and some stretches where they really floundered. And ultimately, they go out in the first round to the Portland Trail Blazers.
Here's Ferguson, and he drops it in from the low post. Ferguson's got 5 points so far. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Utah Jazz. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Green against Paul. Conley for 3. Ferguson with the rebound. And Doris, the Thunder, number 6 seed in the West, once again can't get out of the first round.
Yeah, Kevin, that's 3 straight seasons. And you feel like they are this close to taking that next step, but things fall apart at the wrong time. What happens next? Well, the New Zealander shows a little hops on the alley-oop.
Conley, the pass to Bogdanovich. Ingles against Gallinari. From about 19 feet. Thunder with the rebound. Adams has got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Robertson, and the dunk by Robertson.
Nice little run here to shrink that deficit, but can they get over the hump?
Yeah, it feels like they've ramped up their intensity. They have forced good things to happen. Now they're back in it.
Conley with it. Mitchell outside. Bogdanovich against Gallinari. The Jazz with another miss. On offense, here are the Thunder. They're on a 14-4 run. Ferguson kicks to Robertson. Got a piece of it.
Did you guys just see that? Listen, Bogdanovich can guard, but shot blocking? Wow.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Paul finds Adams. Ingles against Gallinari. They get a hand on it, shoots it, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Jazz leading by 3. Conley, the pass to Green. Lets it go with a 3. He can't hit that time. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. Pass to Paul. Over Green. And it's Paul missing. And the Jazz with possession here. Now the pass to Adams. Now here's Robertson. And the Thunder another 3.
And that's confidence from Andre Robertson. That's how he'll take his shooting to the next level.
Conley, the pass to Green. He dishes it to Mitchell. Back to Green. And it's Green with the jam.
making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
Paul outside. Molinari passes to Adams. In the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
Adams is used to scoring through contact. Make no mistake, he'll show you some strength every now and again.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz. Doris Adams, a terrific player on the floor, but you know what? He's a great teammate as well. They always talk about the great chemistry he brings to the Thunder.
And anyone who's had a conversation with Steven Adams knows he is quite a character. This guy is so easygoing. He's fun. I think he brings a great vibe to the locker room.
For the Thunder, Mike Muscala comes in for Andre Robertson. And Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for Terrence Ferguson. A different look for Utah. Now here's Moutier. Exum dishes to Moutier. Back to Exum. 6 to shoot. Here's Davis. The Thunder pull it in. Adams has got 5 rebounds tonight. Molinari outside. Looks for Paul. Hits it to him. That gives them the lead. Paul's got 6.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Gobert. He's got 6. O'Neal inside. Gallinari on him. O'Neal kicks to Gobert. Shot clock at 5. Here's Exum, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. The 5th overall pick back in 2015, the Jazz with a lot invested in the development of young Dante Exum.
Well, for Exum, his minutes trended downwards over the first 4 seasons of his career. This guy is still young. He's still got a tremendous amount of athleticism. It's time to start to put it together for Dante.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Exum.
You know, the Australian Dante Exum, to me, Kev, has an enviable skill set. He's 6'6", and he has the potential to be special at the point guard.
Exum hits them both.
Boy, guys, you think about it. A very respectable 50 wins for the Jazz last year. That's a 5 seed in the absolute brutal West. But now what do you think? The playoffs, when it counts the most, you bowed out in 5 games to the Houston Rockets.
Paul passes to Muscala. There's Gallinari with the 3. O'Neal with the defensive effort.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Pass to Davis. Count it. Davis has got 5 now. And the Jazz front office said, we have a very good team, but we don't have a great team. So with that in mind, Doris, how do they get there?
Well, I think, Kevin, obviously you begin with Donovan Mitchell, who had experienced some growing pains in year 2. You have to adjust to having that bullseye on your back.
Knocked loose. The feed to Mudiay. Here's O'Neal. Gobert down low. Adams defending. Second shot opportunity. Passes it to O'Neal. Shoots over Adams, and O'Neal gets it to go. O'Neal's got his second basket of the night. Clock management, this is where they can get a 2-for-1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Baseline J on the way. That one wide left.
And smothered him on that mid-range attempt.
Well, he sees the play developing, takes care of his responsibility. Just terrific job defensively.
Davis kicks to Mudiay. Now here's Exum, defended by Paul. Back to Mudiay, launches it, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And here now the Thunder, trailing by 2. Here's Schroeder, and the last second attempt does not go in for him.
You have to like that defensive effort. Dante Exum using his size to throw these shooters off.
And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. Jazz lead by 2. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
It's a pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We welcome you back. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Quite the tussle there in the first half, huh? From the get-go, it was Utah that came out strong. They led by as many as 12 points, fueled by tough defense and great offense. They were able to string together a nice set of offensive plays to finish the quarter, making their last 4 shots. Then in the second quarter, the steam was let out of their hot air balloon as they were outscored and outplayed, but they still cling to a 2-point advantage at the half. And Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
Well, one place they had the edge was on the offensive board. They converted those extra possessions into points. Nothing is more demoralizing to a defense than forcing a miss and then giving up a second attempt. The offensive glass is going to pay big dividends for them.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
They're getting out-rebounded by a Shaq-sized margin. Really big. From the get-go, they did not show enough effort. Usually when you're being out-rebounded like that, you're 10, 15 points behind. So things could definitely be worse.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. One guy who's getting it done is Jeff Green.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low. Just great work.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And so it's Paul bringing it up for the Thunder. A 2-point game. Robertson and Gallinari at the small and power forward positions. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Chris Paul. And it's Adams in at the 5 roaming the paint. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. Conley gets the bucket.
It's Conley's ability to hit the long ball that makes him such an asset. Stretches the floor and creates space.
Paul dishes to Adams. Bogdanovich grabs the miss. Bogdanovich has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Conley against Paul. Conley kicks to Mitchell. Conley the pass to Gobert. Shot clock at 6. Dishes it to Mitchell. From downtown, Gallinari with the rebound.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And it's the Thunder with the ball. Adams finds Paul. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Good D by Mitchell.
Well, an 0-for-3 start to the half. You need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
Utah leading by 5. Has to Gobert. The Jazz working the ball around now. Conley with the 3. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 7 points in the game. Paul against Conley. Paul with the steal. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Paul's running. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Rebound, Utah. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
Ooh, this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
6 to shoot. Here's Conley. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Gobert trying to get open. Another miss by Utah.
And guys, this has got to be more of a team effort. Right now, he's playing all for himself.
And with that shot, the Jazz lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Robertson.
Well, the Jazz's Quinn Snyder has become one of the most respected head coaches in the league. And think, guys, a player poll even had him ranked 7th among coaches they'd like to play for. And consider he's in Utah. That is not exactly a free agent destination.
And the pass to Conley. From deep 3-point range. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Gallinari's got 4 rebounds in this game. And it's good for 2. 6 points for him. And Doris, what is it, do you think, about Quinn Snyder that gives rise to that respect?
Well, you think about it. He played the game at a high level, of course, collegiately at Duke. He has paid his dues as a coach. He's got tremendous intellect for the game. And there's this growth mindset with him. He's always looking at himself. How can I get better?
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Back to Paul. This one for 3. Gobert pulls it in. The Jazz have gone just 25% from the field here in the...
Oh, what a dunk! Look out below! Well, why did Donovan Mitchell win the dunk contest? Case in point right there.
Al Paul. He's got 8. Let's go. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
Pass to Gobert. And here is Ingles. He has 5. Outside Conley. Lets the 3 fly. The shot's good on the assist by Ingles. And it's a 6-point Jazz lead. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
From deep, Gallinari can't hit that one. Now the Jazz take it the other way. Passes to Mitchell. And here is Conley. Back to Mitchell. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. Again, the Jazz score.
Loving the energy right now here in the third quarter as they try to take control of this game.
You know, possessions like that will help them feel good going into that final quarter. Sees his man, has the angle on the interior, and drops a dime right there.
Jazz leading by 6. Conley up top, defended by Paul. Pass to Ingles. Gallinari with the steal. The pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Paul outside. Adams against Gobert. And Adams kicks to Paul. Off target from outside.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
Mitchell. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Was there any steal in the 2017 draft bigger than Donovan Mitchell? My goodness, guys, Utah looks like they found a franchise player with him.
I mean, to see a player his age come in and just be an elite scorer is impressive. Very explosive in transition, but also in the half court. Reminds you a bit of Westbrook or a young D Wade with how he plays.
And with the summer's acquisition of Mike Conley, Greg, the Utah Jazz hoping to make a step in the West.
And really, Mike Conley, their best point guard since they traded away Darren Williams back in 2011. Alongside Bogdanovich, a big upgrade offensively, and he can hold his own on the defensive side as well.
Gobert with the block.
This is Gobert's specialty, twice on the pipes from the stifled tower.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
You love that this guy doesn't get down on himself after a rough first half. Keep your composure and keep grinding.
Well, you might think at 6'3" in shoes, Donovan Mitchell is undersized for the shooting guard position. But his combination of strength and length, along with the athleticism, help him to hold his own.
Free throw drops for Mitchell. Greg, nowadays teams looking for +6 players. That's a player whose arm span exceeds.
Donovan Mitchell, how about a +9? I mean, a little over 6'1" in socks with a 6'10" wingspan. Those long arms, the reason for the Spider nickname.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
It's just a flashback, digital dash. He used to run with a. Now we a good boy. Used to be flashback, digital dash. Go on a run after. They tryna. Now we a good boy. Used to be flashback, digital dash. He used to run with a.
Noel with it. Here's Ferguson. Back to Noel. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on Ed Davis.
Wow, the physicality of Nerlens Noel paying dividends. This guy not bashful, seeking contact.
It's his first trip to the line.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Noel.
And you know, guys, listen, Noel brings value. The reason he's a menace on the defensive end and an absolute warrior on the glass.
And so he hits both. And the Jazz with possession here. Now here's Conley. He's got 8. He kicks it to Mitchell. 5 to shoot. From deep. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Muscala's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
I'll tell you, he's trying to help them extend this lead, but it's been a tough night for him individually.
Here's Mitchell, and it's Mitchell with the jam.
And he's a pure point guard with terrific vision. Conley finds open teammates at times before they realize they're open.
Noel dishes to Schroeder. Throws it up high, and slam dunk by Noel.
Oh, Kev, love the connection Noel has built with his teammates. Smart at knowing when to time that alley-oop.
Conley, the pass to Mitchell. It's stolen by Muscala. And they're running. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And that's a momentum shifter. A steal leading straight to the basket.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
At about an 82% clip a season ago, so I'm sure he'll take those numbers.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. O'Neal's checked in for Bogdanovich. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Donovan Mitchell. And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for Utah. They lead by 7. The Jazz working the ball around now. And Davis with the basket on the assist from Conley. Conley's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Schroeder kicks to Noel. Now Robertson. He's got 9. The dish to Muscala. And the call will be against Emmanuel Mudiay. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Schroeder. He's got 7. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pass to Robertson. Over O'Neal. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Jazz leading by 9. Conley, the pass to Davis. And it's Davis finishing it off.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. To the paint. And here is Muscala. He's got 5. Here's Ferguson. And the layup's good off the glass. Ferguson's got 7.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Here's Conley. Gobert trying to get open, and it's blocked.
Wow, twice on the pipes from Dennis Schroeder. Woohoo!
Tries again, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
Interesting story about Rudy Gobert. He was an excellent student in high school, but he was getting into physical fights. So what does his mom do? Play sports, my son. Track and field, martial arts, even ping pong. What I love, though, is he has not lost that tough disposition.
He's off on the first. And Doris, especially at that center position. You know, GMs like a player with a fighting spirit.
Rudy Gobert plays with a chip on his shoulder and a competitive spirit. A lot of 7-footers, Kevin, play the game simply because of their size. Rudy Gobert wants to be great.
Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Utah. Exum comes in for Moutier. And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both.
Well, we all know that free throw shooting early in his career was a major challenge for Rudy Gobert. What I like is he's made progress because he's put in the time.
And it's Conley penetrating, uses the glass to finish the layup. Conley's got 8 points in the quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Here's Schroeder. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
1:14 left to play in the third. Robertson the pass to Noel. And the foul called on Bojan Bogdanovich. That's his first foul. Passes it to Ferguson. Over Exum. Ferguson misses.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
Well, it's hard to imagine that the play was designed to go in that direction. Boy, I'd be surprised if we see that again.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw. 55 seconds left in the third quarter. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Schroeder. Noel. It's good on the putback.
We're talking about a guy who's got incredible length. Nerlens Noel doing work on the glass.
Conley inside the line. The offensive rebound. Here's Gobert. And the rejection by Noel. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Here's Ferguson. 7 points in the game. Kicks to Schroeder. Looking to get back on track here. Gobert pulls it in.
Well, that's a case where a guy's trying to make a play, trying to take it up strong, but the defense was ready.
Bogdanovich passes to Davis. No good with the layup.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for Utah. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. Back to the action after this word. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Conley with it, and so in the game for the Jazz. Mitchell and Bogdanovich, they're the wings. Inside, we have Ingles and Gobert. And it's Conley in at point. And yes, it's good.
Well, Rudy Gobert stands 7'1", and he's an unselfish guy. It puts the pass on the money.
Conley against Schroeder. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. And he converts the layup.
Well, easy money, right? I like the strategy. Go inside, get a high percentage look.
And so Conley will bring the ball up for Utah. They double team Conley. The pass to Gobert. Bogdanovich against Gallinari. And the rejection by Noel. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Missed inside. Jazz leading by 12. Here's Bogdanovich. Misses off the right iron.
Well, this has not been his finest hour, but give your teammates some credit for doing the job of stepping in.
Gallinari dishes to Schroeder. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Clearly a foul.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Chris Paul comes in for Dennis Schroeder. He hits both from the stripe. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Conley kicks to Ingles. Pass to Gobert. They get the rebound.
The momentum continues to go their way. Pretty much the story of the game.
Here's Mitchell. And the shot is long. Thunder trailing by 10. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. He kicks it to Conley. From 12 feet out, he squares up and sinks it.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Gallinari outside. Now, here is Muscala. Guarded closely. It's stolen by Gobert. Here's Conley. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Conley's got the lead up to 14 now for the Jazz. Paul looking over the floor. From 15 feet away, Gobert with the block.
As physical a player as there is in the entire NBA, Steven Adams putting the defense in a tough spot.
And you look at the way Steven Adams has developed his offense the last few years. It's been a huge boost for this team. He has always been a great defender, but now he is an important cog on this team in terms of scoring.
shooting 2.
Free throw good, Adams.
What I love about Steven Adams is he approaches the game with a level of physicality that sets a tone for his team. Outstanding defensively and growing offensively.
And so Adams nails both of them. Here is Conley. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Here's Mitchell. His three-pointers off the mark. And with Adams in his offense, you forget how young he is.
And big men, sometimes they just take a little longer to find their path in the NBA. And Adams has certainly found his. I remember him being it mostly to screen and rebound when he was a rookie, but look how far his game has come.
Paul against Conley. He dishes it to Ingles. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Joe Ingles has a great feel for understanding when to shoot the jump shot or when to attack off the bounce. That is not bashful right there.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. And one of those glue guys, Joe Ingles. Doris, talk about what he's brought to the table.
Oh, he brings so much to the table. Joe is an excellent shooter and passer. Mentally, he's got a great IQ. He's a leader, a communicator. And I'll say this to you, on the defensive end, they typically give him a very tough guard.
Keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Billy Donovan's huddle with his team. He was disappointed in the shot selection. He told them, stay patient, run the offense, make the extra pass. We don't have to make up the deficit all at once. See if they start shooting a little better. Kevin?
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Here's Paul. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Utah leading by 14. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Gobert the pass to Mitchell. Now Conley. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Clock at 6. Paul with the steal. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Covered by Mitchell. He gets it in there.
Boy, you got to love the determination there. He got good position and didn't take any chances. Finished right at the rim.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Utah Jazz. Pass to Gobert. Mitchell outside. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Mitchell's got the lead up to 14 now for the Jazz.
There is a level of physicality, and the frame of Donovan Mitchell allows him to finish through contact.
Here's Paul. Adams trying to free himself up. Paul with the bucket.
There you go. I mean, this is the time to get aggressive. I mean, they need to keep feeding him the basketball.
Conley dishes to Ingles. Back to Conley. From outside the arc, the rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GM.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his groove.
And Gobert kicks to Bogdanovich. Back to Gobert. 6 on the shot clock. For 3. Doesn't go that time. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. Over to the left wing. Paul passes to Adams. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Ingles gets to Conley. The shot's good on the assist by Ingles. Conley's got 9 points in the quarter.
I'll tell you, Joe Ingles is proving that as a passer, he is a special player.
Paul finds Gallinari. Back to Paul. Inside, here's Muscala, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
The vision, the timelessness of Chris Paul's game. For many years, he's made everyone around him better.
Pass to Gobert. Ball's knocked loose and taken away by Paul. And now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander, the fast break chance. Here's Adams, and Adams with the slam.
How about the mobility for a 7-footer that Steven Adams has? Just outstanding sprinting the floor.
The pass to Gobert. And Adams sends it back.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Conley kicks to Gobert. Conley against Paul. Pulls it up. They grab their own miss. And there's Gobert putting it right back in. And the Jazz lead by 9.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Pass to Adams. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got assist number 5 here tonight. Jazz leading by 7. Conley, the pass to Gobert. Gobert double teamed. Back to Conley. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Conley's got 21 in the game. Passes it to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Paul. From deep three-point range, here's Adams. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, we all know Steven Adams is one of the most physical guys in the NBA. He is so solid at using his body to pick up fouls.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses. Robertson, he's checked in for Mike Muscala. And he's good on the second.
And after attempting no free throws in the first half, now he's putting the defense back on its heels.
Conley against Paul. Knocks it loose. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Covered by Mitchell. Pass to Paul. And they double up Paul. And a great assist by Gilgeous-Alexander as that one goes in. Paul's got 4 points now in the quarter. And it's Conley with the ball for Utah. Dishes to Gobert. Ball against Conley. Shoots from 12. And again with the rebound.
Rebound after rebound after rebound.
Oh, GA, he is crashing the glass with energy. I love it. A free throw drops for Gobert. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And no doubt Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
The presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Rudy Gobert.
On the offensive boards, he has been a force. Offensive rebounding is all about pursuing the basketball, and he has not stopped that pursuit all night. The second chances he's created have been a big factor.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. There's the lob to Adams. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Well, Steven Adams is not the top of the list in terms of your scouting report, but you better be prepared because this guy can get rolling.
Now Conley. There's the pass to Mitchell. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 6 assists in the game.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time, Greg. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
I'm impressed with Conley's scoring ability here. He's an alert guard who understands how to attack the defense.
Paul is doubled, and Gallinari kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Robertson. Shot clock at 5. From deep. Rebound by Mitchell. Mitchell's got 4 rebounds in this game. The dish to Conley. A minute 20 left here in the fourth quarter. Bogdanovich passes to Conley. Mitchell looking it over. And Utah another 3.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Jazz.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance, it was a big-time outing for Rudy Gobert.
He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
On the wing, Ingles. Misses the 3. And it's the Thunder with the ball. They trail by 14. Paul outside. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. To halt the run. Adams' shot is off. And here is Conley. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Dante Exum. Dante, still a young guy in this league. What do you want to focus on with your development?
I think it's just staying in the defensive end. Sometimes in the heat of the play, you kind of lose sight of it, and it's just about staying in there and just helping your teammates out. So,
a very young guy on a very good team. Thank you, Dante. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.